Jaden. Today we're going to be reading this book again. If you haven't seen the other video, what is it? I think there's a part of it. Never mind. If it isn't, go check out that video. I'm not sure. Okay, so now let's just get reading. Here we go.
But crocodiles are tough. It is difficult, even for a hippopotamus to hurt them. The enormous crocodile picked himself up and crept towards the place where the children's playground was. "Now for clever trick number 2, he said to himself. "This one is certain to work." There were no children in the playground at that moment. They were all in school. The enormous crocodile found a large piece of wood and placed it in the middle of the playground. Then he lay across the piece of wood and tucked in his feet so that it looked almost exactly like a seesaw. Then school was over. The children all came running onto the playground. "Oh, look!" they cried. "We've got a new seesaw!" They all crowded round, shouting with excitement. "Bags, I have the first go." "I'll get on the other end." "I want to go first." "So do I, so do I." Then a girl who was older than the others said, "It's rather a funny, knobbly sort of seesaw, isn't it? Do you think it's be safe to sit on?" "Of course it will. It looks strong as anything." The enormous crocodile opened one eye just a tiny bit and watched the children who were crowding around him. Soon he thought, "One of them is going to sit on my head, then I will give a jerk and a snap, and after that it will be yum, yum, yum."
They're probably sit on it, then see the eyes. See, it actually isn't a seesaw, it's a crocodile. They don't know something. That one does, or that one. I don't know what big girl is. But,
At that moment, there was a flash of brown of something jumped into the playground and hopped up onto the top of the swings. It was Mugglewump the monkey. "Run!" Mugglewump shouted to the children. "All of you, run, run, run! That's not a seesaw! It's the enormous crocodile and he wants to eat you up!" The children screamed and ran for their lives. Mugglewump disappeared back into the jungle, and the enormous crocodile was left all alone in the playground.
He's a bad crocodile. I would never go in the jungle.
Luckily, you don't live near a jungle.
Yeah. That's like in a different country.
Yes, we don't have jungles. He cursed the monkey and waddled back into the bushes to hide. "I'm getting hungrier and hungrier," he said. "I shall have to eat at least 4 children now before I am full up." The enormous crocodile crept around the edge of the town, taking great care not to be seen. He came to a place where they were getting ready to have a fair. There were slides and swings and dodgem cars and people selling popcorn and candy floss. There was also a big roundabout. The roundabout had marvellous wooden creatures for the children to ride on. There were white horses and lions and tigers and mermaids with fishes' tails and fearsome dragons with red tongues sticking out of their mouths. "Now for clever trick number 3, said the enormous crocodile, licking his lips. When no one was looking, he crept up onto the roundabout and put himself between a wooden lion and a fearsome dragon. He sat up a bit on his back legs and he kept very still. He looked exactly like a wooden crocodile on the roundabout. Soon, all sorts of children came flocking into the fair. Several of them ran towards the roundabout. They were very excited. "I'm going to ride on a dragon," cried one. "I'm going on a lovely white horse," cried another. "I'm going on a lion," cried a third one. And one little girl, whose name was Jill, said, "I'm going to ride on that funny old wooden crocodile." The enormous crocodile kept very still, but he could see the little girl coming towards him. "Yummy, yum, yum," he thought. "I'll gulp her up easily in one gollop."
Hopefully that kid isn't going on that one, because he will probably go like that, then turn his head and then eat him. She's not gonna eat him.
Wow. Suddenly, there was a swish and a swoosh, and something came swishing and swooshing out the sky. It was Roly-Poly Bird. He flew round and around the roundabout singing, "Look out, Jill! Look out! Look out! Don't ride on the crocodile!" Jill stopped and looked up. "That's not a wooden crocodile," sang the Roly-Poly Bird. "It's a real one! It's the enormous crocodile from the river and he wants to eat you up!" Jill turned and ran. So did all the other children. Even the man who was working the roundabout jumped off it and ran away as fast as he could. The enormous crocodile cursed the Roly-Poly Bird and waddled back into the bushes to hide. "I'm so hungry now," he said to himself. "I could eat 6 children before I am full up."
6? Look at him. He's like about to tumble over and hit his head on the dragon.
Wow. Just outside the town, there was a pretty little field with trees and bushes all around it. This was called the picnic place. There were several wooden tables and long benches, and people were allowed to go there and have a picnic at any time. The enormous crocodile crept over to the picnic place. There was no one in sight. "Now for clever trick number 4, he whispered to himself. He picked a lovely bunch of flowers and arranged it on one of the tables. From the same table, he took away one of the benches and hid it in the bushes.
It doesn't even look like one. See, the others have like a swooshy bit there. He should try to make it curl around that. And why would it have eyes and why would it be green?
Then he put himself in the place where the bench had been. By tucking his head under his chest and by twisting his tail out of sight, he made himself look very much like a long wooden bench.
This would how I would do it. If I was a crocodile, I would just go like that and get my other leg. Then my tail, I tried to hoop it round on my back. That's what I tried to do once I was a crocodile.
I've not finished, Alan. By tucking his head under his chest and by twisting his tail out of sight, he made himself look very much like a wooden bench with 4 legs. Soon, 2 boys and 2 girls came along carrying baskets of food. They were all from one family, and their mother had said they could go out and have a picnic together. "Which table shall we sit at?" said one. "Let's take the table with the lovely flowers on it," said another. The enormous crocodile kept as quiet as a mouse. "I shall eat them all," he said to himself. "They will come and sit on my back, and I will swizzle my head around quickly, and after that it'll be squish, crunch, gollop." Yeah, this is when it gets good. Suddenly, a big deep voice from the jungle shouted, "Stand back, children! Stand back!" The children stopped and stared at the place where the voice was coming from. Then, with a crashing of branches, Trunky the elephant came rushing out of the jungle. "That's not a bench you were going to sit on," he bellowed. "It's the enormous crocodile and he wants to eat you all up." Trunky trotted over to the spot where the enormous crocodile was standing, and quick as a flash, he wrapped his trunk around the crocodile's tail and hoisted him up into the air. "Hey, let me go!" yelled the enormous crocodile. He was now dangling upside down. "Let me go! Let me go!" "No," Trunky said. "I will not let you go. We've all had quite enough of your clever tricks." Trunky began to swing the crocodile round and around in the air. At first, he swung him slowly. Then he swung him faster and faster and faster. And faster still. Soon the enormous crocodile was just a blurry circle going round and round the Trunky's head.
Look at it. It looks like a lion thing, just like
a mane, a lion's mane.
Yeah, like
We were talking about a lion's mane the other day, weren't we?
Yeah, like just like all around it.
Yeah.
And look at that. It looks like it just looks brown on that.
Suddenly, Trunky let go of the crocodile's tail, and the crocodile went shooting up high into the sky like a huge green rocket. Up and up he went, higher and higher, faster and faster. He was going so fast and so high that soon the earth was just a tiny dot miles below.
Look at how long his tail is.
He whizzed on and on. He whizzed far into space. He whizzed past the moon. He whizzed past stars and planets until at last, with the most tremendous bang, the enormous crocodile crashed headfirst into the hot, hot sun, and he was sizzled up like a sausage.
Is he dead, Belzer? That's the question. That's all for today on Reading with Jaden.